This is my survival farm review. How to start your survival garden for pennies on the dollar. The world is going through difficult times now. A major crisis is inevitable, including a food crisis. Although you probably stockpiled, you need a renewable food supply that can provide for the long hard years following a food crisis, or until you can bug out to greener pastures. It will take years of famine after the initial collapse, and even longer for things to go back to some sort of normal. The food crisis is not only far from being over, but it also threatens to expand to other parts of the world, including the United States. The mega drought, the $20 trillion debt, and the fact that 20% of American children are on food stamps are all the signs we need to know that the next food crisis will happen. A crisis is near, and it's going to be 5, 10 or even 20 long tough years until things come back to some sort of normal. To prepare for it, a stockpile is a great start, but also not enough. You need a steady food supply, one that can keep you and your family well fed for years to come. One that won't get stolen one night. Because waking up one morning to see your entire stash gone is going to be not just a devastating blow, but also the end of your survival journey. A garden or a farm will always attract the hungry, and unless you're willing to guard it 24/7 and set up an expensive lighting and monitoring system that won't work after an EMP, you might not get to eat all that food. There is a solution to this particular problem, and this is what inside in my survival farm. How to start your survival garden for pennies on the dollar. My survival farm is showing you how to grow a permaculture. A permaculture is a method of replicating nature's way of growing food with little effort in your own backyard. This type of garden is as organic as it gets. And more importantly, it's completely hidden in plain sight. Flowers, veggies, fruit trees, bees, insects, worms, tiny microorganisms, weeds and even backyard animals are all part of this perfect ecosystem that thrives under one condition: that you don't mess with it. You don't have to dig it, except once in the beginning. This type of garden grows on its own, so you don't have to break your back working on it. Tilling and plowing are nothing short of mass genocide of the things living just a few inches below the ground. You don't have to weed it, because weeds are a part of the ecosystem, and they actually help the other plants. And you don't have to sacrifice your emergency water supply to water it. At least, not nearly as much as you would a traditional garden. Dig a few ditches in the right places to collect rainwater, and provide a timed release to the soil. This forces the roots to grow deeper to get it, resulting in strong, healthy plants. They'll have enough water for weeks, or even months without rain. You also don't have to replant over and over again, every year at specific dates. Many of them are perennials, meaning they last for years and years, while others reseed themselves. So you don't have to worry about stockpiling too many seeds for doomsday. This can and will work for you, and have a sustainable food source that's better than organic. With so little work, you can do this even if you're 80 years old and have a bad back and knees. Even if you live alone, and even if you've never held a garden hoe in your hands before. There are 3 steps described in my survival farm to make permaculture. Step 1. Do a little digging and mulching on your soil with dead leaves, branches, hay, scraps, and chicken droppings. Step 2. Dig a few shallow ditches to collect rainwater, so you don't have to water your garden every day. Step 3. Plant the seeds by knowing which plants go together, and which don't. Asparagus and tomatoes. Lettuce and garlic. Beans and carrots. There are literally thousands of combinations you can make to exponentially grow the yield, and have a variety of fruits and veggies where you'd grow just 1 or 2. All in all, My Survival Farm is a thorough method to ensure your food supply during a crisis. If you need more info, please click the link on the description. Thank you.